All right, y'all. I want to take a look at Bitcoin and check out some key levels that we have locally inside this range, both inside this little range that we're forming right here and the larger range that we have been trading in since the 15th of February. You can see we got only wicks above that level. Actually, if we zoom in on a 30-minute, yeah, we did only get wicks. So, yeah, higher time frame SFP on that move up right there. And if we go to the 1 hour time frame, we did have we kind of had divergences as we did this. If you go from this high right here, then we did get 1 hour divs. Also, the money flow very locally as we came up to that level was bleeding out. So potentially pretty bearish signs on like the 1 hour. And usually when you get an SFP, you would then target the low or the high that made the move for the SFP. So in this case, we had high, and on Bybit, we did get this scam wick right here. But since Bybit was the only exchange to have this wick, I'm going to ignore it. So I'm going to go with market structure like this. So we had high, and then we came down for this low, then we SFP'd the high, meaning now I am looking at it as if we are targeting this low down here. Now on the higher time frames, I definitely think things are still uncertain. We are right now ranging below this previous range that we were in. We've just sort of formed a range down below. Sometimes when we see something like this where we break down out of a range and then range for a little bit, we can see price come back up into the old range later. And, we saw that back here where we had this range right here. We broke down below, started ranging for a little bit, and then eventually broke back up into the range and actually ended up putting in new highs. So, it's definitely still uncertain on the higher time frames what I think is going to happen. We could end up breaking back up into this range and maybe still making higher highs, maybe see another drive of divergences on these high time frames. That's a scenario I've been looking at, and honestly, it's really hard to tell what's going to happen at this point, which is why I'm really just focused on the local ranges because that's what I've been trading. So let's say we do start getting a pullback here. We can start looking for significant levels inside of this range right here. And the first thing I notice when I pull a fib retracement here is that the 786 is sitting right below that low that I am targeting, which could make for a very juicy CDW. If we end up working our way down here, we could SFP or CDW that low and bounce right off that 786. So off the bat, I have an area that I'm keeping my eyes on. Next, I would pull a fib retracement over this range. And what do you know? The value area low of this range is coming in right on top of that 786. So I'd say we have a very juicy level of confluence right down below this low, where we could potentially CDW that low into the 786 and value area low. That is the first key area that catches my eye. And then next would probably be the golden pocket and point of control up here. I definitely want to be aware of this level. We also have a daily open right around that golden pocket as well. So yeah, I'll be aware of this, but I am probably more interested in this level right here. I feel like if we saw this trade setup happen where we got that CDW, we reclaimed the level, we even maybe saw some bull divs on Market Cipher, maybe we saw a large decrease of open interest on Coinalyze as we took out that low. This has a lot of potential to give us some very juicy confirmations right here. And I've noticed recently that CDWs or liquidity grabs have really been the best plays recently. I mean, we just CDW'd this wick up here. I actually took some very local longs in this area that right now seem like they might be stopped out. But I took some local CDW longs here, and we got some moves up into this local range. So yeah, CDWs have been working very great recently. So overall, I'd say I'm very interested in this level right here. But if we see confirmations coming into this level, like maybe we see some absorption on Coinalyze from this low to that low we put in the golden pocket, if we see like lots of people shorting into that golden pocket. And we see something like this where the CVD comes way down. We put in a new low, and it's not drawing for some reason. There it is. As we come off this golden pocket and we see the open interest continue to increase, we saw some like that. That might be some nice confirmation for a golden pocket retest. But if we don't get a bounce from this area, we also have another juicy area below this wick. We could potentially CDW this wick back here into this NDPOC. So I can mark that out with a box as well. And also, I noticed that if we go to the 30-minute time frame and pull open our TPO indicator, you see these red lines right below this NDPOC. That indicates that we have some single prints below us as well. So I have those marked out. And that is interesting because my box seems to be a little off, even though I just marked this out. I don't think I was on the wrong time frame. I'm pretty sure I was on the 30-minute. Either way, we have some single prints below that wick as well. So, we could either get a very shallow CDW into that NDPOC, or we can get a very deep one, maybe see an SFP on like a high time frame and then still reclaim that level. And then after that, we've basically lost the range if we keep dropping from there. So I'd be looking at my more macro supports. But yeah, those are really the key levels of support I'm looking at inside this little range right here. Now, let's say we start getting a move back into this range. If we break these highs again, there are a few key areas I'm seeing on this chart right here. There are a few key areas I'm seeing on the chart above us. First would be a CDW of this wick into that untapped weekly. I think that's a pretty obvious one right there. That could make for a nice trade. It's not the greatest wick right here, but still there might be some liquidity above there. Just considering that we came down so far and then came back up. There might be some stop losses up above here. We also got this nice level of confluence where we have another wick that we could CDW right into the point of control of this range and an NDPOC. But like I said in my previous videos, I think that there is definitely potential for us to get a very quick move up through this area and just absolutely wreck all the shorts that are built up in this area up here. Maybe see something sort of like what we saw back here where, we had all these shorts built up in this area. And then when we ended up coming back up, it was a very quick move. We got those shorts out of there very quickly. So there is definitely potential for us to do something like that, to just, shoot through and squeeze all these shorts. So I would really want to see confirmations coming into these levels of resistance. And yeah, overall I'd say things are pretty uncertain. I could see us going in either direction, at least looking at Bitcoin, but we can also pull up DXY and the ES to see if we can't get some hints as to what Bitcoin might do. And so if we pull up DXY, we actually started dumping a bit. The DXY was pumping up here. It was looking pretty decent, but right now we are getting a rejection here. Let's see if ES is pumping, because no, it does not seem to be pumping. It is still dumping. And the ES is at a pretty key point right now. We're at a trendline retest and a golden pocket. So if ES decides to bounce from here and the dollar continues to dump, that could be bullish for Bitcoin. But if ES loses this level, that could be pretty bearish. Let's see how much of a move we would actually have to see for this, because we are sitting right at the golden pocket now. And yeah, honestly, we could lose this level right now. I think that's possible. So really what I gathered from the ES and DXY is still pretty uncertain, but maybe leaning more bearish. It really depends on what we see here with ES. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm just looking to trade the ranges. I'm still holding these shorts from up in this area, but if we keep making higher highs here, I'm probably going to close those out, because like I said, I just have a feeling that shorts are going to get hunted if we can reclaim this range. And I am looking for long trades. I'm not sure if my long got stopped out at my entry here. Yeah, it definitely did actually. It definitely got stopped out. So I will be looking for other longs. And this was actually a key level I was watching as well, just like a retest of the highs of this range. And we have a 382 right there. So maybe if we, see another move down towards that 382, and we see some bull divs, I might look for another long. Let's actually zoom in here locally and see what happened. So it looks like we did just barely CDW that low. We just barely took it out. And we did not see any bull divs as we did that. Doesn't seem. The 1 minute money flow is continuing to come down, so not the most bullish thing in the world. I would like to see a bounce off that 382 because it's a support resistance flip. And if we're going to see a strong uptrend here, a bounce off the 382 would be nice. Overall, I'm either leaning towards us getting a move back up into this range, squeezing these shorts, and then ultimately getting a move farther down. Maybe we put in another higher high and see some more high time frame bear divs. That is one of the more probable scenarios that I'm seeing, in my opinion. Another one is we just can't reclaim this range and we just end up dumping, in which case, as long as we don't break this low down at 21,360, we still could put in a higher low at any of these key areas and then still come up for a higher high, just looking at the higher term market structure. And yeah, other than that, not much has changed. But, if we see any significant developments, I'll hop back on here. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting recently. My channel's been growing faster than it probably ever has. So, really appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.